Hey guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here with a little recap video, I guess, for the end of Poevember. It just finished up yesterday. Today is now the 1st. I'm still looking at everybody's stuff and making sure I get everybody accounted for before I do my giveaways. But I wanted to jump in here and just do like a quick little run through of everything we made for the entire month of November. I hope that you guys enjoyed Poevember. I had a blast. I really enjoyed it, and I will definitely be doing it next year. So those of you who have asked me if I will be doing it next year, I will be doing it next year. We will do more Poe things because there's a lot to work with, and this was just really fun. So yeah, look forward to that, and then let's see what we made, right? Just in case you just now got to my channel. Hi, how's it going? Poevember is a month-long challenge where we made ephemera or whatever artsy things that you were inclined to do. There's a whole video on it. I will link the playlist to this video so you can check out not just everything that I made, but everything that everyone else who posted to YouTube made. And yeah, just see all the cool, like, fun Gothic-y things that we did. And essentially the way that I broke it down was I broke every 5 days down over a different Poe poem, and yeah, we made some crafts and stuff with that. So without further ado, everything that we made, I need to put this somewhere so I don't forget what days were what. This is what we made for Poevember. So for the first 5 days, we did the poem Lenore, and the first make I had was this altered index card. Proof that's an index card. For the prompt spirit. The prompt was spirit. I know how to say words and things and string them together cohesively in sentences. Yeah, totally professional. So at any rate, we made this really neat little index card, and I wanted like to use, I used a bunch of stuff I already had on hand. That was like my caveat for the challenge itself, was to not go buy anything to do the challenge. So everything I already had in my stash, which was cool. I got to use some stuff that I have and also dig up everything in the world for this. So I got to go like stash diving. What I have a lot of are index cards. So when I started digging, I ended up just deciding that I was going to make this slightly more challenging by sort of boxing myself into different categories of stuff to make. So you'll see some repeats of things, like the index cards, like the ATCs, because I have all this stuff and I decided to use it. So it was kind of fun to just sort of concentrate on doing individual like index cards and being very focused on what was going on there. And I really love how this one came out. I like that the little frame is blocking out her eyes. It makes her look a little more mysterious, and there's like some ghostly flowers here in vellum. I like all the textures in the background. So yes, very cool. That was day 1, the spirit. And then for day 2, we made a jewelry. So in addition to making index cards and ATCs, I also made a jewelry for every section. I made a piece of jewelry for every section. Words are really hard, guys. And for the tier, I used these really haunting eyes. These are the eyes of Harry Houdini. And I altered a little domino tile with them and stuck them up on here. And I glossy accented his eyes so it looks like he's crying. So you might just see these like piercing eyes staring at you while wearing this, and then if you catch it in the light, you'll see that they're not just staring into your soul. They're also a little bit sad, and I kind of love this. I do think, though, once I realized that this clasp was a little bit longer than the jump ring I had, that when you wear it, it sits a little bit higher. So I think I have to add another jump ring situation to this, so that they're even. But otherwise, I love this piece. I think it's really cool. I think it's really neat. It's very simple, and I kind of really love how this came out. There's some, like, glass beads here. This is also, like, a jasper bead, and I just think they're really pretty. So, yeah, we have a necklace. And then, for day 3, we have the funeral. I decided to see if I could gothic up a film strip, essentially. I was trying to think of stuff that would fall into the specimen category. So this is sort of a funeral specimen, sort of a snapshot, so to speak, of a funeral. It has this like poem about the death of a young girl that came out of like a newspaper clipping, and then we have like this little decaying body as it like becomes part of the flowers again, and there's a little bit of journaling space back here with a little funeral design sticker, and it's a cool little film strip tag, and that was a fun challenge, and I kind of want to look at my dies now and see how I can turn like regular things gothic. That might be fun to like play with for December. I don't know, I've decided, but yeah. For day 4, the prompt was coronet, and I made an ATC with that using this stamp. And you guys, I really love how this came out. It was just a fun way to play with watercolor and some embossing powder. And I had this stamped image in my stash for a very long time, and finally used it, but was sad about using it because I didn't have like the stamp. I got this in Happy Mail, and you guys, you won't believe this, but look what Lori got me. So I will tag her. It's Lori at PewDiePie Designs. She got me the stamp, and it's amazing, and I'm so excited because I get to stamp more stuff. So we get to embalm and carry on because I now have the stamp. So I'm very excited. So thank you for that, Lori. That was just amazing and awesome and super cool. And then for day 5, we have flowers for the grave, and I made some art tiles, and you guys really like these and I don't, which is kind of funny. And I am glad that you guys like them, though. It is reassuring, but at the same time, these are not my favorite thing. Although they are steadily growing on me. I've dropped one somewhere because there's a third piece to this puzzle. I'm not going to go look for it right now. I will find it. All my stuff is pretty close by, so I will find it. But I just made these little spooky art tiles. So it has like the flowers in the background, this murder scene splatter, and then just some bones and bodies, stuff in the grave. Also sort of keeping on with that theme of like the flowers and like the bodies rejoining Earth and stuff like that. That was a weird, well, it's not weird. It's just a very interesting theme that I think I found myself in. So yeah, we made some art tiles. And then for day 6, we moved into the Haunted Palace poem. And the prompt for day 6 was angels. So I pulled this one out of my Portraits of Death kit. And I added like a little Wink of Stella. It's not, the brand's not Wink of Stella, it's another brand. But it's the same thing for her halo. And I really love that effect. It's very subtle. And I just made this like lacy, very textural card. And then it also doubles as a little belly band, so you can tuck something in there. And it is also an index card, and you can journal on the back here. I really like this. I think it's really pretty. It's not like super overcomplicated, and I think I kind of like that. Although it's very, very involved, but not super overcomplicated. Figure that one out. I don't know. And then for day 7, I made these little musical specimen cards featuring the things I think make music, which would be cats, of course, because they will definitely sing the song of their people. And it says la 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 back here, because I think that's how the lyrics to songs that are written by cats go. And then also bats. So sort of a nod back to the Dracula vampire, like the Children of the Night line there. And then yeah, we made these cool little specimens. I really like them. This is on vellum, so it gives them like a ghostly image, and the music is in the background, sort of peeking through. And this is embossed, so it's very fun to touch. And I think I will definitely play around with this idea more. And then for day 7, the prompt, or not, we're on day 8, actually, I lied. The prompt is window, and I made a little window ATC. It says farewell here. And this window actually opens. It is functional, although, like, for what purpose, I do not know. I probably should have put like some acetate here to like firm them up and be more like glass, but this is the glass and these are the shutters, and yeah, it opens, and it's just a fun little window. And I opened my door, and now I'm being haunted by this fruit fly, so it is going to make another appearance, I fear, so we're just going to ignore that. And then I will stick my cats on it later. But yeah, this is a really fun one. I got this little window die cut in a Happy Meal, and I've been sitting on it forever, so it was fun to use it for this. And I just love like the dimension that it gives this, because it's slightly open as it sits here, and it just makes this card look very, very 3D. It's very fun. I actually really love it. And then for day 9, the prompt was a tomb, and for that one we made some coffin earrings featuring these creepy girls. And so these are just chipboard and resin, so I resined up these pieces, and I love how these came out. I think they're so pretty. If we can get closer so you guys can see that. They have extra hands and candles and Very, very spooky, very, very fun. And then I use these like pearl, like shell beads up here. And I don't know if it's going to catch in this lighting. This is not the best lighting. But the pearl itself has like a little bit of chatoyancy to it. So it's a little bit reflective and it looks like an eye. And I like that a lot. So I think it's really cool. Those were really pretty. And I'm really happy with how those came out. And then for day 10, we did gems. And so I just made these like paper pieced little art tile type. Very sturdy. Little gemstone pieces out of some pages of my kit. And I just added a little like word cluster to it, and yeah, I love these. I think these are fun. The backgrounds are fun and metallic, and they shine through. They're really cool. And this was relatively simple compared to the crystal piecing that I did before. That one was, well, was nightmarish. Like, I loved it, don't get me wrong, but it took me forever. And then we're on to day 11, which puts us promptly in the City of the Sea territory. Fucking fruit fly. Yeah. I made a card for day 11, which I never make cards. I should probably make some more cards. And it says, "Dearly departed in the dead of the night, I will never leave you," which I think is very appropriate for a little message from death. And we just have this really cool like die cut situation here. A little quote from Edgar, since it is his day. And I really like it. Did I say Folie à Deux? I don't know. It's Dance Macabre. It's a dancing skeleton, and I just kind of love it and need to use it more, and I love how it looks on here. So yeah, we made a card. Fun. And then for day 12, we made a shrine. So we made a shrine to good old boy Edgar Allan Poe here himself. And I just did this with some foil tape and some inks. We inked this up. It was a lot of fun. Definitely go check out that video. I love how this came out. It is so fun. I want to prop it up in my space. I just cherish it forever because I love it. And then day 13 was Ivy. So we made another altered index card. This one with this sort of like wistful looking girl. And this Ivy rub-on in the background, which I really love how colorful this is. And just how delightfully gothic it is. Color and gothic is like my happy place. So I am really loving how this came out. I was a little bit like concerned at first, but I think everything works really well. The red and the green contrast each other. And I like this. It's whimsical and also a little bit melancholy. And then day 14, the prompt was grave. And for that day, we made another necklace. I'm going to get a better pendant thing, I think, for this. But I do like this a lot. I just added a little glass bead on it because I forgot that red was my accent color of choice. And I did the sky blue and was like, you could have done it red, you dodo, but I didn't think about that until later. So yeah, I painted this little grave. That's all I did, onto this little piece of wood. And yeah, I really love it. I think it's really great. Let me see if we can get closer for you guys. It's just really super cute, and I like it, and I'm probably going to make more of these, for sure, because, yeah, I love that, and I will probably make one with a red sky, just to keep on the theme. But, yeah, I like this a lot. It's just super cute, and it's a very simple pendant, but I didn't want to do anything complicated because I was painting, and it took me forever. Well, not forever, ever, but, you know, forever, ever. And then for day 15, we got the sea, and we made these, like, lighthouse specimarks, which is a specimen bookmark. Of these great like vintage ladies. This is from my stage and screen kit, and there are these great posters featuring these women, but they look so sad and like mournful, and so I like put this together with some images from the sea, and was just like, I had a whole story in my brain about like waiting for her lost love, but he died at sea and it was a murder. And yeah, I really love how these came out. I think they're really fun and delightful. Definitely fun and spooky. They also, I think, would work really well in like a vampire type situation, because you got this little bat situation here, like the vampires coming in to feast at night from the seaside window. I love it. These tell a story, and I really like that. And for day 16, we ended up in the poem of Dreamland, and the prompt for 16 was haunting. So we have these haunting ladies here on these little envelopes. Which I hopefully did not glue shut. Nope, I didn't. You can still slide something in there. So I made some vellum envelopes with this pearlescent vellum, and we did some embossing over the top, a little bit of like a little cluster down here, of the spider web. It's like black and gold, so it's extra sparkly. And then we just have these haunting ladies like in the background. And I really like that, like, you can't see it until you start to like really look, but they're there. They're haunting you. But like, I don't know, from a distance, it's not super noticeable until you get closer and closer. And then there she is, the haunted bride. So yeah, I love these. I think they're fantastic. I love how they came out. And then for day 17, we did night. And I made a little ATC, and it's a relatively simple ATC, but very effective. I love the colorway here. I think it came out really nice and really fun, and the bats are doing all the heavy lifting, but I love the color on this so much. I end up using it again later on because I just was really in love with this color combo, and I will probably continue to use it as long as I'm still dabbling in this like little gothic verse. But yeah, I love this card. It is super cute. And then for day 18, the prompt was heart. And we made this little heart in a jar, in a little bell jar. Nobody told me what the proper name of this was, and I'm afraid to say it because I don't know if it's a cloche or a bell jar, or if that's the same thing, and I'm overthinking it. But it's a little magnetic bookmark, so it just like snaps together on a page and will hold a little thing down, or tell you where to go. And I really like it. I think it's really cool. It's all embossed up here, and I went back and like colored in a little bit to add some shadow to the glass to give it a little bit more depth, and I think that's really cool, really neat. That was just a fun idea to play with. And then for day 19, the prompt was ghost, and we have these little ghost in a jar earrings because they're so cute. And honestly, I think they would be like really cute with the grave pendant. Like, hold on. Just go with me on this. I want you guys to see my vision. I buried it. Hold on. But I think like this is such a cute little combo. You got like the little mossy jar and the little mossy grave. This is so cute. I wasn't expecting to make anything like cutesy when I did this, but these are super cute and I love them so much, and I will not trade them for anything in the world. Even though I got moss on every freaking surface of them, they're still really cute. And I love these little ghosts in a jar. So you guys can see. They're just really fun. Although the moss did something really interesting with the glue. That's the glue on the bottom. And it like leached some color out of the moss. But I kind of like it because it adds to like the muddy, dirty effect. It looks like I added a layer of dirt in the bottom of this jar, and I did not. So yeah, shout out to the glue for doing double the labor. It stuck the moss down and added a cool effect. And they're just so cute. So yes, very fun. I'm very happy with those, if you can't tell. And then for day 20, we did lilies, where I made a card. Yeah, I made another index card, and it is the fussiest of fussy cards. I could not have made a harder, like, card than this one, and don't ask me why, because I don't know. I chose to do things the crazy way, as I normally do. But yeah, so I used that colorway again, and I love how that looks. And then we have our lilies down here at the bottom. They are embossed, so they have a little razzle-dazzle. And then we have our little bat dude, like, making another entrance. Our vampire returning to his castle after feasting on his ladies by the sea. And yeah, I fussy cut this stamp out with all this glass, like, well, supposed to be glass, whatever the glass of the window was, I cut out so we could have the sky like show through. And yeah, why did I do that? I don't know. It was crazy. It took me forever. It is worth it. I do love how it looks, and I do love that it's now a little bit more tactile, and you can feel like the difference between the things. But yeah, it's a thing. I made a floor, I made a wall, I made a card. So we are on to day 21, and now we're in the sleeper. So the sleeper was the poem for day 21, and the first prompt for that was Mystic Moon. And this is actually very hard to show, and I don't know how to show it to you guys, but I made this chained bracelet, and I really love it. It's really pretty. Like, I tried it on for my my photos for you guys in that final shot, and it was like, ooh, this is going to be hard to part with because it's actually really neat, and I really love the chain and how it looks when you're wearing it. It's very hard to show you like this, but trust me, it's very cool. And the only thing I can say about this is that I put this chain on in the craziest way possible, and it was needlessly complicated. But if anything, my channel is a learn from my mistakes do as I say, not as I do sort of situation. So hopefully if you guys attempt this, you don't do it the fiddly way that I did it. But I do love how it came out, so I'm very happy with it. And we added a little moon charm to hit the prompt, but I do think it's really pretty. And then the next prompt was rosemary. And for rosemary, I made this little shaker with actual rosemary in it. And I added in some lavender and some of this like dyed, I think it's like a seed pod actually. But it looks like rose petals and it works. And it shakes and it's delightful. But I chose herbs that were like distinctly associated with mourning and loss, and even a little bit of healing in there. And we have this really great scene of this sad girl like statue at a cemetery, and then we have our little Edgar Allan Poe quote, and then on the back it's just this really cool piece of paper. I didn't want to do anything like back here. I thought it was going to be like cool to put a journaling spot or something back here, but then I saw this paper and was like, perfect, no notes. It's absolutely delightful and I love it. So yeah, that's just featuring that. And our cool little shaker for rosemary. And then for ruins, I got a little bit artistic with the interpretation of this because it was actually really hard to conceptualize how I would do ruins. So I did a ruined graveyard and this sort of abandoned statue because she has a lot of like patina from like the weather. So I thought it worked really well for that concept. And I added in these like ravens coming down to like, you know, hang out in the ruined graveyard and sort of keep her company. And it says, from long time passed away, immortal beauty is still there, which I think is really appropriate for this statue and stuff. So yeah, there's like a little grave like yard scene in the back. And then I added in with watering can, just like embossing powder, which I've had forever and have never used because I didn't realize when I bought it that it was not a shiny like metallic color. It was a flat gray color, but actually it looks really great on here. So I'm probably going to be bringing it back to do more stuff with this these gothic-y things and colorways because it looks so good. It really pulls off this like Spanish moss effect, like hanging down from the trees. And so yeah, I just love this card. This is a little index card and it came out super neat. And then we have curtain, which is a little ATC. Little ATC with an actual little curtain here. And yeah, I love this. The background is embossed with the embossing glaze. And this was actually like black. It was just like this until I put the embossing glaze on it. And then I overheated it a bit. And you can see like it picked up this red color and sort of turned opaque on top of it. And I really love it. It looks like I somehow shaded that in with like black, like I inked it around in black. And that's how I got this effect. But that's not what happened. I did it in reverse and I really love it. And so yeah. You have Welve, to bury something deep, to hide. I added a key for that effect. And this girl looks like she's thinking about something that maybe she buried. And then just to hide it away, we have our curtain. Yeah, I love this. It was super fun. And then for day 25, we did creepy crawlies, where I made these like cabinet cards. That's what the word is. And I made them a little bit dimensional, so they're recessed back in here for no other reason than it brought me joy. It was also unnecessarily complicated, but I'm very happy with the result. I love that we have the insect stamped in here. I also love that little red, like, insect in the embossing glaze, giving it a little pop of color. And then I themed all of the words around these around hauntings and ghosty things. And so yeah, I love this. It's really cool. I got to like use a bunch of the images from my Stage and Screen kit, which I love. They have a bunch of these cool cabinet cards in there, and so it was just fun to sort of utilize that. And I love how these came out, and you could journal on the back if you wanted to. I use this really great bird paper. It has like the flying ravens, flying birds effect, so I think it all works for the theme. So yeah, those were fun. And then my pile over here is getting a little bit precarious. Then we have day 26, which brings us to our last poem, which is Annabelle Lee. And that one, the first day, 26, the prompt was not cat hair. The prompt was wings. That threw me all the way off for no reason. So at any rate, I made a little ATC. I embossed these wings on some of that pearlescent vellum like paper. I don't know if you guys can see the pearlescentness of it. I really like it. So there's some like these really beautiful moth wings back here. And we have our girl like in front of this boarded up little mausoleum, which was giving me the Cask of Amontillado vibes. I butchered how you said that, but I'm not going to try to repeat it. Like, it was giving me that vibe, so I wanted to add this girl in front of it, and then this, like, shadows mutter could be, like, the voices coming out of the tomb. I don't know, that was my whole thought process. And it's just a little ATC that I can pop in a book, and I think it's really neat, and I love how shiny this is. I love the bat. I love the colorway. It's fantastic. I really love how consistent I was with colors on this challenge, because usually I'm all over the place. But for whatever reason, I had a very distinct vision, and I stuck to it, so hooray! Day 27 was Cloud, and I made a pocket page. So there's actually a big pocket back here, and then a little pocket up here to tuck stuff into, and it's a very sturdy, like, pocket. So yeah, definitely, I think I'm gonna put it in as a floating page or something. And then we have our girl here, who was sort of giving me Annabelle Lee vibes, and I think that still holds up. I think it still holds up. We have the little raven, and a little quote from Poe, and then I made these little lacy clouds for the background. I don't know what was in my brain. Cloud really stumped me, guys, I'm not gonna lie. In fact, it was the one prompt that I was looking at this entire time where I was like, why would you write this? There were other things that made me feel some kind of way, but like the Cloud one, I was like, you could have picked anything else and you chose Cloud. Make clouds gothic. How do you do that? You turn them into lacy clouds. Lacy clouds of blood red death. But I do like them. I think they're really fun. And they add a lot to this background. And yeah, I like how this came out. It's the largest thing I made, which is surprising because I thought I was going to make stuff of all sizes, but it actually didn't occur to me until I got to that day that I hadn't made anything super large. And then I guess to offset how large that was, I decided to make something really small for the next day. Day 28 was Love, and I just made this little like cabinet coffin, little snapshot, little specimen, little tag of a love that's a little bit obsessive. So you can see these super long, creepy hand nails with this, like, handsome dude in the background. It says, "Years of Love." That's actually chopped up from another Poe quote. I did not use the whole quote because it was sort of negative, but I wanted to use "Years of Love." So, yeah, that's what we used. And I think, like, the "Years of Love" works really well with how long the nails are. Like, this person has been longing for this man for years. And, yeah. It could also be little Nosferatu hands, or little Dracula thing coming back. I don't know if you noticed, there's a sort of vampirish theme going on because that's where my brain is. And so yeah, you might see more vampire stuff coming up in the future. For day 29, the prompt was Maiden. And for that day, we made some more earrings. There we go. So we made some maidens on some earrings. And I really love these. They are very nice and long. I love how dangly they are and how movable they are, but they are also Scrabble tiles. And I picked some tiles in Edgar Allan Poe's initials. So yeah, I think that's really fun. And we know that he loved the idea of women a fair amount. So I thought, why not do something with some melancholy looking women all dolled up in their roses with his initials. So yeah, super cute. Should definitely get you guys close enough to see it. Ooh, this is hard to show in my hand though. Woo, there we go. Focus. So yeah, these are really pretty. I really love these so much. These are going to be really hard to part with, I think, because I really like them. And then for the last day, sadly, the last day, the end of Poevember for this year, 2024, we have Statue. And I'm very sad to see this challenge go. It is so much fun. Like I said, it really sparked something in my brain. So I will definitely be working in this realm for quite a while, I think. Which I haven't done for a minute. So yeah, expect more. But the last thing we made was this little index card folio, because I was like, you cannot just do a simple index card for the last day and be like, yeah, we're done. But it was on my list of things I had to do. So I got some index cards and I turned them into a little folio. I think even this would make a cute little book. I left a gap in here in case I want to put like a little signature of pages inside, because this is very sturdy, you guys. Like, this is solid. There's a couple layers of paper here. And I could easily stitch through the lace to secure some pages in, so it may become a little mini book at some point. It'll hold a little bit, a fair amount. But right now it's a folio, and we have our statues inside. And I added in these stickers, and these ones are like a nice like bluey color, so they're giving raven wings. And then we have these like white ones which are giving dove wings, and I like the juxtaposition of that up against these like statues, because you have this very romantical like these are both from grave sites, which is also fascinating. But you have this very romantical like sort of longing, she's off with angels one, and then you have this like very sad mournful one here. And so I was like, this is cool. I like the juxtaposition of this. I like that they have like matching sides. I like this entirely. And on the back, I left it open. You can stick like a little piece of paper or a photo in here. And we have our raven and this like really cool candelabra die cut that I got in a Happy Meal. And of course we have our Poe quote up front and our titular raven, because how could we not? And I love this, you guys. This was such a fun challenge. I had such a good time. I really appreciate you guys for following along. Those of you who are new here, who joined in to watch the challenge, welcome. There were people who joined the challenge this year who I've never like seen in one of my challenges before, which was very exciting to see new faces, and also people who were returning, who have done my challenges before. Sorry, I'm dying for some water, but it was just nice to see everybody come back and participate, and there was a lot of support, and your comments were great and a fantastic time. And I know this time of year gets a little bit crazy with everything going on, especially this year being super particularly crazy because of everything that was happening. But I'm just glad that you guys could join me in my little slice of the world here on YouTube. I really, really appreciate your faces, you guys. I cannot like overstate that by any means. And honestly, just like, yeah, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you so much, and thanks for hanging out and stuff like that. And to show you guys how much I appreciate your faces, I'm going to add a little like set of emojis here. And if you made it to the end of this video and you see these emojis and you want to be entered into a little giveaway, like a little something, a little giveaway, use these emojis here-ish that I'm going to put in your comments so I can track who made it to the end, and I will enter you guys into a little giveaway. Rude. So yeah, I'm gonna go before someone loses their mind on their car horn and get a cup of water. I'm so thirsty. But until next time, guys, happy crafting. Bye.